Good morning. It is Monday, January 24th. Today's reading is Genesis chapters 46 through 48. I hope you had a great Sunday. I did. I enjoyed being in church with everybody. And so let's get through this one quickly. Chapter 46 has some genealogies, but there's some interesting stuff in here. I was trying to figure out when people were born, and I ordered this genealogy chart here for the bloodline of Jesus. I mean, this is an old chart. There's got stains and dirt all over it. But you notice here in the bloodline, there you see Judah, Tamar, Pharez, and then you see Hezron. See that Hezron there? Hezron, and according to verse 9, went down to Egypt. All right, then we come over here. Ram was born in Egypt. Amminadab was born in Egypt. But then you find Nahshon dies in the wilderness. So I did that study several years ago, and come to find it, there's no way you can stretch four generations to be in Egypt for 400 or 430 years. Because the Bible says elsewhere that their sojourning is that, and then somewhere else says they shall be afflicted by the Egyptians for 430 years. And neither one of those is talking about their time in Egypt. So using Kohath, Amram, and then Moses, the maximum time the Israelites could have been in Egypt if every father conceived their son on the last day of their life is 352 years. And so the study to reconcile, and it's not even reconciling, it's just understanding the difference between the 430 years, the 400 years, and the actual time in Egypt, which is probably closer to 215. And it's nice to see genealogies that get that figured out. The 400 years, when it's talking about the persecution of the Egyptians, is from the weaning of Isaac, because that's when the persecution began by Hagar and her son Ishmael at the weaning of Isaac, because he was, frankly, too old to be weaned. And then the 430 years was from the time of Abraham's arrival in Canaan until the Exodus. Chapter 47. Israel moves to Goshen, and that's not the Goshen that's 7 miles south of here, by the way. It's in Egypt, and so moves there after blessing Pharaoh. Joseph buys Egypt and the Egyptians and their land, and buys them for Pharaoh. And just a couple side points here. The Bible teaches, all throughout its pages, capitalism and freedom. However, it does this in a language that would probably not promoted or embraced during the time it was given. But American freedom is something new and biblically based. If we get people in their Bibles, the Bible makes us more free thinkers than if we hadn't. People talk about religion, the Bible being the opiate of the masses. Well, how come then the people who read their Bibles the most are the most ungovernable? And Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-il, all the dictators all throughout history, they got it wrong. If they'd only had Bibles given out to all their subjects, maybe they would have listened a little bit more. But the fact that dictators get rid of the Bible first, ban the Bible first, proves that wrong. The last thing a dictator wants is a free thinking society, and the Bible does make you think clearly and freely. Every time I read verse 31, I think about this. On to chapter 48. We see here that Joseph is split into two tribes, two inheritances, and in the form of his two sons. There's always 12 tribes listed, but now there are 12 sons, but one split into two, so that now makes 13 tribes. And so an interesting study and list. There are always 12 tribes. Sometimes Dan is left out. Sometimes Levi's left out. Inheritance, surely Levi's left out. Then you get to Revelation chapter 7, and it lists only Joseph and then adds in Levi. Crazy stuff. Emma, if you could stop the licking sound, that would be wonderful. So now look at chapter 48 and verse 22. It says here, "Moreover, I have given to thee one portion above thy brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Amorite with my sword and with my bow." Just a little side note there, but that is fulfilled or found in John chapter 4 and verse 5. "Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to the parcel of land that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. How many times have we read that and just kind of skip over it? Sychar's well is what Israel is referring to when he talks to Joseph there in chapter 48. All right. Hey, stay faithful in your reading. We're almost done with Genesis. And keep it up. Have a great day. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.